Karyn Reece, aka Sherlock, with my wonderful co-host Alexa Zappia, aka Watson.
Hi!
Don't you love our shirts?
I do. I mean, you started calling me Watson from literally minute one, and it just stuck. And therefore, if I'm your Watson, you must be my Sherlock then.
Sure about that. No pun intended, as you would say.
No pun intended, yes. But in the past, I don't know, 2-3 years, I mean, 2 years in this role, but 3 years, working with you on the show and stuff like that, we've had such amazing memories. And I was like, why don't we take like a throwback down memory lane and discuss some of that?
That could be dangerous.
It could be.
Well, one of my favorite memories was the first time that you sat in the audience, and I remember I was actually drawn to you. I was looking at your aura. You know how I'm all about auras. Don't I always say that? Can you see the aura?
Do.
And you had this incredible, bright, sparkly little aura, and then the rest is history, which, there are no such things as coincidence. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of funny. And also, it's kind of nice, too. I knew I needed somebody that, could handle a lot of things that was really, smart and what have you. And obviously, that would be you, Watson.
Thank you. Somebody said to me, so it really all started with a reading. And I was like, wow, it really did all start with just one reading.
Yeah, you were in the audience.
Yeah, it really
and you weren't
did.
even meant to be there, were you?
No, I mean, I had no intention of going, or not even that, no intention of going, and then no intention of getting read. I graduated from college 2 days before. I had unpacking to do. I was there for 4 years. I was not intended to be read, but I'm so thankful that I did because it led me to you. So I love it. And the times that we've had together, both filming this show, doing other stuff, just driving around and trucking around Buffalo.
Thank God I'm the designated driver in that case.
She is the designated driver. But just like all the times that we've had together that I truly cherish, that we do all this stuff together, and somehow, magically, it works. Don't ask me how. I don't know. But it somehow magically works.
The greater universe.
There is. And it's funny because our relationship just clicks. So what everyone sees on camera is exactly how we are.
Well, funny thing too, we often fill each other's sentences or we'll say things at the same time. It's really kind of funny how that works.
We've been working together so closely for so long that our brains, I feel like, are just meshed into one.
It's like two heads on one body.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Just, never mind. But we've had a lot of funny experiences. And funny experiences, just so you know, driving with Alexa, those are some of the most memorable ones. She gets a little, heavy with the foot. She likes to put the pedal to the metal, as they say.
I do. But look, we all get there safely and on time.
No, we get there ahead of time.
That is true. But cheers to more. I love it.
Exactly.
Stay tuned for more from the Karyn Reece Show with more readings and, of course, special guests. Welcome back to the Karyn Reece Show. We are so excited to have our next guest with us, Dina Slawson and Lauren Baker for the Academy of Theater Arts, ATA. Right here in Buffalo, made a national, they're nationally known, and we have them here, and it's just such an amazing experience to have you guys with us. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us. We love being here with you.
Thank you.
Well, on that note, so Dina, tell the audience, what was the impetus behind your business? How did you get started? What prompted you, the whole 9 yards?
I was a full-time stay-at-home mom, and all three of my kids were in elementary school at the time, and they didn't. I was previously, before I was home full-time, I was a drama and English teacher, and I also was working for arts and education. And my children's elementary school didn't have any kind of drama program at all. So I volunteered and created first a talent show for the kids to be a part of, and then that led into doing small musicals with the different grades in their elementary school. As that grew and more kids became involved, parents and students started coming up to me after our program was done at the elementary school, because it was very finite. It was a like a 3 or 4 week program, and asked me if I would ever consider starting my own after school activity program for these kids who really all of a sudden fostered this love of theater. And I kind of thought about it and was kind of in the back of my mind. My kids were in school full time. I knew I wanted to go back to work at some point, wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I kind of had an epiphany. And one morning I literally walked out of the shower and I looked at my husband and I said, I'm going to open up a theater school. And he looked at me and he said, I think you need to dry off first. And that literally that afternoon, I made a phone call to a friend of ours looking for space. And then I made another phone call to another friend of ours about what it was to start a small business, and created a small business plan, took out a small business loan, started with a small one-room studio on Main Street in the village of Williamsville. And now here we are almost 20 years later.
As a family-owned business, how has it changed over time? So it's almost 20 years old. How has it changed since, you guys opened to today?
Yeah, I think our core values have really remained the same. So we really pride ourselves in giving students an opportunity to explore things that they would never get the chance or the opportunity to in their normal lives. So they can become a character on stage. They can go out of the box, go out of the norm in our space that they wouldn't be able to, in their normal lives, in their day to day. But the business was started in 2002, a year after 9/11. So we've had to change and adapt and grow through all that. We've made it through that era. We've made it through, the market crash. We've made it through now COVID-19, and students have changed. Families have changed. What people are looking for has changed. And we've been able to adapt and grow to that while still keeping our core values of providing a safe, special place for these students to really become who they are. In their day to day, they can just wake up, go to school, come home, do homework, eat, go to bed. But we really provide this safe, special place that they can explore, they can make friends, they can, turn off technology, turn off the outside world, really turn off social media, and just be able to be silly, be goofy, be able to, express themselves in a creative way that they wouldn't be able to normally. And it really gives us a lot of pride seeing these kids 5-10 years out in each other's weddings, in different careers where they're always saying, oh, this is my friend that I met through ATA, or this is something that I explored at ATA and now I'm doing it in college. Even though I may not be going to Broadway or I may not be going to LA, I'm still able to do this in my professional and adult life.
And maybe you disagree with me, but I do feel like when you measure success, you can't measure that. I mean, there's no way to say, to put a price tag on that, right? I mean, many of my friends from high school and growing up here have gone through ATA. Have I gone to ATA shows? Absolutely, because that's what all my friends did and stuff like that. They may not be in theater now, but those foundational values that you guys started and it instilled, I guess would be the word, in them from a very young age have made them to the people that they are today. And I don't think you can even.
Yeah, we sort of consider ourselves like the travel team of theater. So we really train our students and provide them with that extra guidance and extra help and extra opportunities that they wouldn't get in their day-to-day normal school lives. And it's really something that you can't put a price tag on. I mean, even me personally, I had my wedding rehearsal dinner at the theater because it was such an important part of my life. And it was something that meant so much to me that I couldn't imagine my most important day of my life without it. So, and I know I've seen and I've talked to students that feel the same way. This is their safe haven. This is their second home, their second place to be.
And their second family.
Yeah.
Well, and especially in this day and age too, because you teach kids how to engage with all different types of personalities, situations. So I think there's a lot to be learned from those experiences that you, again, take to the outside world, you transfer, and just the confidence and the ability, that engagement, which I think there's a lot of that you don't see like you used to see. You've got that engagement with people to people. Kids are just on these tracks of, work, home, school, and it's so, defined. It's nice to have something more expressive and to relate to other people in all different levels too. I love it. I think it's amazing. Dina, quick question for you too. So, compared to others in your field, how would you say that, ATA, how have you been able to influence audiences' love for the arts compared to, others?
I think really it's more of a holistic look at what the arts can do in as far as the human condition. ATA has always been very important to me that ATA goes beyond the singing, dancing, and acting. We are a mirror to society. We have a responsibility as artists to look at where we are at the time, from a cultural, from a historical, from a societal viewpoint, and how can we make that particular time easier, more empathetic, more understanding to a young audience that are so confused as it is. So I feel like with ATA, we don't just worry about what's happening on stage. We worry just as much about what is happening off stage, so that our students, our ATA family, understands that what they're learning and what they're processing within our four walls need to go beyond that. They have a responsibility to take that far beyond when the lights go down on our stage. I think that's what makes us really unique. And I think the fact that we are very, very organically committed to that, I think is something that a lot of other programs are missing. And that's something I am really, really proud of, because at ATA, what you see is what you get. And it's always been that way.
So Lauren, if people want to get a hold of you and your company, where can they find all that information?
Sure, they can find us at www.academyoftheaterarts.com, or they can find us on Instagram at Academy of Theater Arts, or on Facebook at ATA Theater. And we offer full year programs, September to May, summer camps, spring break camps, the whole year we offer opportunities for our students. So
love it. What incredible information. I love it.
Dina and Lauren, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Guys on. Thank you. Welcome back to the Karyn Reece Show. As always, anytime Karyn's around, Spirit's around. So if you would like to potentially win a reading to connect with your past loved ones or hear about your future, you may do so by visiting our website at www.karynreece.com, spelled KarynReece.com, and you can write in right there. You can also go onto Facebook at Karyn Reece Psychic Medium, or on Instagram and on Twitter at Karyn Reece. You can go onto TikTok, which is at Karyn Reece and the number 1. And then you can also send us an email, Karyn, and then the little @, KarynReece.com. So today we have a very lucky winner with us who wrote in via TikTok. I just forgot what platform he wrote in on. Via TikTok. Mary Kate, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited.
Awesome. Karyn, take it away.
The name Rose comes up. Is that a family connection? Did you have like an Aunt Rosemary or a Rose or a Rose? Because your grandma's talking about a rose.
My one aunt calls me the last rose of summer because my birthday is like the last day of summer. So that's a thing that she calls me.
Well, oddly enough, your name was Rose in a past life, just so you know. So that sort of makes sense. So your aunt psychically was picking up a past life, probably in the Victorian era. So that kind of makes sense. So you had that name Rose, plus Victorians are known, or the Edwardian period is really what it was about roses. So I guess being the last rose, everybody on the other side is telling me that you're the last rose too. They're all telling me that. Your grandfather said, absolutely. Did you make a change with work recently, Mary? Because I keep seeing like a change around you.
Yeah, I just got a new job in May.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I felt that like within the last 6 months, give or take, of here or there. I think that was a great thing that you did, just so you know. And I see very good opportunities ahead of you. Who works around healthcare?
I used to. That was the job that I left. I was
I-
in marketing.
Yeah, because I thought that's what your grandfather said. You worked around healthcare, not that you were a nurse, but more on the business side of things. By the way, guess what I see?
Her aura. Am
I
I
always say
right,
this.
folks? Because she always does this to me.
And it's a beautiful aura, by the way. I see a lot of purple and a lot of green. But I love this change with your work, and I feel that you're going to do exceedingly well. Oh, I just heard the name Casey around you. Have you been close to a Casey?
Yep. One of my best friends.
Yeah, you can't make this up because your grandfather just blew you into me. When you met Casey, did you feel that you always knew each other, or that you had very much that connection?
Yeah, we became super close friends very quickly.
I saw you in Italy together, maybe about 600 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think you're sipping a little juice, just so you know.
That sounds like our friendship.
Liquid spirits, different past lives, onward and upward. Is there a Mark connection? Is that a family member? Mark?
Yeah, my uncle.
I was going to say, it's on dad's side.
Yep.
Mom's side. Okay, because I got your dad's side and your mom's side both talking. So, yeah, Uncle Mark's a lot of fun too. Did you just see him recently?
I didn't see him, but he was just in town.
That's what they said. He was just in, and okay, because they said he was just in town, but you didn't get a chance to see. Oh, see, now they know you didn't see him. Oh my God. Grandpa knows best. He knows what's going on. He says the next time, make sure you see your uncle. Apparently, your uncle wanted to see you. So things happen. What can you do as far as that? I will say one thing about you too, Mary. You're very much a true blue friend. What you see is what you get. So in this lifetime, you really are, you bring this gift to the table, because not everybody, is a friend. You're a friend for life. So you have a great sense about you. Did you just go for some blood work?
No, I have not.
Hate to tell you, that might be on the agenda. You know what I do? I get lidocaine and I always put it on my inside arms, and then I request a baby needle. I usually try to get out of it though, as much as possible, but I thought I would share that tip with you.
That
Yeah.
is a good one.
Yeah. So put lidocaine on both 20 minutes before you go, really numb it up, and then request a baby needle. So your doctor might have this
She's
haphazard
like Miss
idea.
Walgreens over here. She's like, here are all your medical tips. This is what I do.
It's true.
And then you're in like Flynn, right?
Yeah, I didn't even know they had different size needles. I thought you just get what you get when you go.
Oh,
Leave it
hell
up to
no.
Cara Reece over here to tell you the real deal.
Baby needles, they don't hurt as much. Did you move some furniture? Or did you want to get some new furniture, or sofa or something?
I was actually just looking at my couch today and thinking that I don't need one yet, but I was looking at it and thinking, when am I going to sell this and when am I going to get a new one?
Your grandfather read your mind, by the way, and you picked him up psychically, because he's like, yeah, you need a new sofa. So you're picking up the dead people around you.
Perfect.
Just so you know, your house is never alone. People always ask about that. And the name Tony comes up around you. Antoinette, Tony, Anthony. Do you know somebody, Antonella? It's a female Tony connection.
Yes, one of my best friends from college, her name's Antonietta.
That's it. I saw like a female, and I felt like I was very close to what is it, Antonietta?
Yep. Yeah, and her husband actually calls her Tony. That's like her nickname.
Yeah. That's what your grandfather said. I really like the friends that you pick, Casey, Tony, all of the above. And I see you together with these people throughout your life. It's so funny. These people come from past lives into this lifetime too. So I love what I see. And I definitely see a solid marriage in your future. You're going to have a very big wedding, just so you know. Your father's going to have a heart attack. Maybe Uncle Mark can help out with that one. I love the change that you did with this job. I think you made the right decision. And I'm getting a lot of praise. So it looks like so far they're quite pleased with your work. So I feel it's a good, healthy environment. Your other environment, I'm not very much happy. And there was a female there that I really can say I wasn't a big fan of, just so you know. Who I'm talking about? Yeah. So it's funny how the universe will open up the doors when you just simply put the intention out, which is what you do. Oh, by the way, you need a massage. Were you thinking about getting a massage?
Yep, I was just talking about that this morning.
Your grandpa overheard that, and so did your gram. Again, your place is haunted with your crazy relatives. Gram says, just go get it. Have them really work the neck and the shoulders. That's where you carry most of your stress. Some people do it in the back. You're all about, shoulders up in this lifetime. So, oh, by the way, were you thinking about getting a tattoo? Because grandma said over my dead body.
So I have one, but I was thinking about getting a second one, but I don't know what I want yet. So I haven't really put it in my agenda to do.
Grandpa just said, why not a rose? And grandma says, don't give her any ideas. So there you go. Who's the Pat? Patrick? Pat? Pat. That's all he keeps. Is this a good friend of your dad's?
He probably has a lot of. I feel like Patrick is such a common name, but I actually have a friend. Is it like a
Oh, it's your friend? Who's the Pat then? Is it to you? Because your grandfather's taught. Who's the Pat?
Well, I had a friend that passed.
That's right behind you. When you first came in, I was going to say there's somebody saying a Pat. There's a younger person. Pat's standing next to your grandpa. I kept hearing close friend, and grandpa's talking, so I thought he was referencing your dad because he started saying something, but he's talking fast. Yeah. You took it hard when Pat passed, didn't you?
Yeah.
You knew each other quite a while too, didn't you?
Yep. Yeah. We went to middle school together, and then we like went to separate high schools, but we ended up going to the same college too. And we lived down the street from each other. So I knew him my whole life.
His best advice, he goes, don't let the small stuff bother you. He said, that's what if there's anything I can say, he said, don't let the small stuff. He says, while you're still alive, you can always make changes or you can adapt. And he said, it's one thing that I have to say that I've learned from my experience. And he also said, I want to thank you for being just very special to me. Very, very special. And he goes, you're as beautiful as ever. You never change inside and outside. And if you could pass on to his family, what he said, he goes, I had the best, family ever. He has no regrets. And sometimes you've sensed him around you though. I see you watching TV, you see something out of the corner of your eyes or something along that line. So that's definitely Pat trying to connect in with you. And actually, you've been halfway asleep when you've talked, halfway coming back into your body. You probably don't remember this, but you've talked to Pat. You go out of body, you see him in your dreams, and then you've come back still sort of like half awake saying something to Pat or something along those lines. Do you remember any of this? Because he's shown me that this is what's happened.
I don't remember that, but I have a lot of dreams where I like feel like they're real and I wake up and like I can hear myself almost talking in my sleep, but I can't like
that's it.
The words.
Yeah. And what's technically happening, you're coming back into your body. Your dream state is where you're leaving your physical and you're going to different realms. So you're coming back into your body where you sort of hear yourself. So you're out having a good time. Apparently you know how to have a good time in this world and that world, according to Pat and Grandpa. So anyways, he said, I love you so much. Just know I'll always be there. And he said, I don't want you to ever be sad, just be happy, laugh at all the fun things that we did. And again, anytime you need my help, he said, let me know. So when you go to bed at night, you could say, we'll remember seeing you, Pat, or to your grandma, grandpa, or whoever you want to connect with. And you'll start to remember those dreams more vividly. Basically, your out of body experiences. He blew you a kiss. And one other thing, did you feel the urge to go visit his place of rest recently or something like that? Because he's talking about, did somebody want to give him like cremation? Do you know of?
I don't know.
Because he's talking about visiting and he said something about cremation, but it's not necessary, which is true. I hear that a lot. Many times people say, better to cremate me and there's no point to go to my place of rest because it's my physical, just like you get a haircut. The fact of the matter is, you leave your physical like a pair of clothes, but you're still you. By the way, he says, I look pretty hot, just so you know, and he's going like this. I see that a lot. Pass it on to his family. He said, he goes, I love you so much.
Awesome. Well, Mary Kay, thank you so much for joining us today. And hopefully this gave you the peace and the closure that you needed. Karen, thank you. And Spirit, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was great.
You're welcome. Thank you. Welcome back to the Karyn and Reece Show. As always, if you would like to connect with Karyn, you may do so by visiting her website at www.karynreece.com, spelled KarynReece.com. You can also visit her on Facebook at Karyn Reece Psychic Medium or on Instagram and on Twitter at Karyn Reece. You can also call her office phone at 716-580-2520. So, as we talked about, so many more memories in the making. Although this has been only a couple years of this, cheers to memories to last us a lifetime.
You got that? And cheers to you, Watson, and your brilliance,
Thank
your beauty,
you.
And, well, everything else that's wonderful about you. So here's to you.
As you know, Capri Suns are our thing. So
yes.
Have to cheers with Capri. Cheers. More memories in the making. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Karyn and Reece Show.